Welcome back to another episode of Colorado Mountain Living. Today on the agenda is installing the windows. I'm here by myself today, so that'll be interesting. I did buy a block and tackle to see if that'll help with the window install. A couple of them I need to put up pretty high. Let me show you. Gotta get the dormer window up there, and then on the front side of the house, I'm gonna get that one up there. So hopefully it'll all go well. Might be a challenge. My only helper I have today is Furball over there, and it looks like he's getting some bugs or something right now. So my thoughts on putting the window in by myself. I bought the block and tackle to see if how that would work, hoisting the window up. And you can see I've got the strap at the top. What I did was drilled a 3/4 inch hole in one of the roof joists to anchor the strap up there. And then I used the strap, made various knots in it with loops going all the way up, and so I could switch out the block and tackle with the come along. So since the block and tackle was only about a 10-foot lift on it, I decided to use the come along as well. And so as you can see here, I started to lift with the block and tackle. And then as I got it up to where I had the come along prepared, I just switched it out. And that's what you could see me doing as I get up on the scaffolding. Now the block and tackle doesn't have a kind of a brake on it, so I just had to hold the rope the entire time to keep it from going down. But then I tied it off and then was able to switch out to the come along and then continue lifting up. Now, as I got further up, I was going to put the block and tackle back on and do it again, but then I realized I could just, the come along was very long, so I looped it up over the top of the framing, drilled another hole in the roof joist, and then I was able to just use the come along the rest of the way to pull it up. It was a little bit tricky as I got up. You can see there's the bracket for the pump jacks was right under the window, so I had to kind of just pull it to the side a little bit and then get it up there. But it really worked out well. And then to actually attach it to the window, I used some old packing strapping that we had got some lumber with. It was about 1 inch wide banded steel, and I was able to make a little loop and bracket right across the top of the window, screw it to the sides of the window, and then and I had a carabiner from my climbing equipment, and then I was able to hook the come along and the block and tackle right on there. So I just put it in the center, and that's why it worked really well. So
it's a job that you can do as a solo person. It's definitely possible to install a window by yourself.
absolutely, you can, if you just think through the job, what you need to do to get the window to the top, kind of the steps. I probably went through it 10, 15 times in my mind, what I wanted to do. And then even while I was doing it, I was adjusting my plan. So originally, again, I was going to keep switching out the come along with the block and tackle, but the come along started working out really well. And so I just opted to go with that the entire time. So it was a little wobbly up on those pump jacks, and as you'll see later in the video, it was really wobbly on the other window.
Oh, yeah.
So
when you get the window right to position, then you had to go down and go back inside. And what were you doing from the inside?
So from the inside, I was making sure that the window was centered within the frame. And also that was part of the time where I was adjusting the come-along bracket further up on the roof joist so that the come-along was actually completely inside the house and I had enough reach when I was pulling to get the window all the way up to the top. So, and what I did was I just tacked a few nails, or I think I just tacked a screw on there, and then I was able to make the adjustments, and then come outside and finish it up. Plus, I had to do the caulking too. So once I got it up there and it was hanging, then I caulked it.
And you said the window is being held by like, how is it attached to the?
To the roof joist?
No, right here. Like, how is it hanging?
Right there, it's just on the come along cable.
And the cable, how's that attached to the window?
With the strap that I made.
Oh, okay.
That banded strap from the lumber that we got.
Okay.
So no, I just look around for any kind of material that we already had to try and make something. And so using your scrap materials is a great way to get stuff done. I mean, you just got to kind of think about what you're trying to do. And
yeah, so it doesn't come that way that you can just hoist it up. You had to make a strap for it.
Yeah, and that window wasn't the as big as the other one, but it was pretty heavy, and there was no way I was going to, just lift it up there or
carry it up on a ladder. So definitely worth having a platform to be able to do the job.
Yeah, so. It really worked out well. This one I probably could have done with a ladder by itself, but we already had the pump jacks in place.
Yeah, they were right there, so you didn't have to move them.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. So because again, this one wasn't as high, but as you'll see later on, the other one was pretty high up. So here's the block and tackle that I used. It worked pretty good. It would have been nice if it was the entire length of the lift, but the problem is that it was like 20 feet up, and the block and tackle I would have needed at least 160 feet of rope because it goes up and down 7 times, so you need to cover the 20 feet 7 different times. So but the come along and then the block and tackle worked. Had to kind of keep adjusting, switching them out to get it up. The challenge today, however, those were the 3 easy ones. That's the window I need to get in today. Let me show you what it looks like from the other side. That's where the window goes, just below the ladder. You can see a bow in there. And that's a good almost 30 feet to the top. I was originally going to hook onto the ridge beam right there, but I climbed up the ladder and I'm still pretty short. A little too uncomfortable being up on that ladder in the wind. That is one long ladder, let me tell you. Anyway, I think I've got an alternate plan. Let me show you. So here's the contraption that I designed for putting in the window that was about 25 feet up in the air. It's different in that I had no way to brace it or hoist it from the top. And so what I did was just move the pump jacks over, which is a chore in itself. It took me a good 3 to 4 hours to move those over. But it's definitely made a more stable platform. I put some bracing I attached it right to that 2x10 that I've got across the bottom so that I could just lean the window against it. And then pump it right up to level.
Because you can't lift it.
I couldn't lift
That's
it. That's
definitely a huge window.
Yeah,
there's no way to lift.
That window is at least 100 pounds. And so then I just pumped it right up to level with the rough opening. Kind of leaned it to the side. and then caulked it all, and then it wasn't so bad to kind of just lift it up an extra inch. And then here I got it tacked into place, but I still had to pull the bottom flange of the window because these windows come with a metal flange, and it's completely flat to the window, so you have to bend them out. But I couldn't bend the bottom one out because it was leaning on it was sitting on it.
I think I got it.
You think you got it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never had such a hard time putting doors on. Looks even all the way up here. Even at the top. Pull that up a little bit. Put the rest of my screws in there. And then when you open it,
Uh-huh.
look at that view.
Ooh.
You like that on a 10-foot deck?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful fall day. You would know it's fall. It's like 80 degrees, right?
Oh, it's so hot right now. I'm going around pulling off all of the product registration cards and all the plastic film on the windows and saving all of these. These are the window specs, and we need to have those saved for inspection. And we have to show that we have a certain U factor and that our windows are tempered because they're such a specific distance to the door as well as to the floor, and you have to have tempered glass for that, so the housing inspector is gonna be looking for that. We found out from a friend, so I'm sticking them to the side casings here for now, but enjoying the satisfaction of pulling all of the plastic wrap off the windows right now. It's pretty fun. Yay. Folks, thanks for stopping by and checking out our video on the solo window install. If you have any questions, please leave us a comment below on the job that Bryan did by himself, getting the doors and the windows in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.